Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant. Streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at WarnerArchiveInstant.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Weaver's Coffee and Tea, makers of hand-roasted artisan coffee and hand-blended tea. Learn more at weaverscoffee.com. In this segment, we look at 3 of the latest indie film releases. Ain't Them Bodies Saints, the tale of 2 lovers torn apart by circumstance. Lovelace, the story of a legendary porn star turned feminist. And In a World, a comedic look at one woman's struggle to be a movie trailer voiceover artist.
Hi, I'm Leah.
I'm Kevin.
And I'm Aaron, and today we're here to talk about some independent films in an indie roundtable.
Independent filmmakers really rely very heavily on having people such as ourselves review their films and spread the word about them.
So I'm going to talk about In a World, a dramedy that takes place in the world of voiceover.
I'm going to talk about Lovelace, a biopic about probably the most famous porn actress that's ever lived, Linda Lovelace.
And I'm going to talk about Ain't Them Bodies Saints, which is a tragic, beautiful love story. It was directed by David Lowery, who also wrote it. And he originally wanted to do this movie about a prison break. But he realized that what happened after the prison break was a lot more interesting than the prison break itself. So he kind of made this quiet 3-character drama about consequences. So far, it's actually my favorite movie of the year because it's beautifully shot. The score is gorgeous. And it's a small film that's really just about these 3 people who make really not the greatest choices and they deal with the consequences. But they're good people. And that's what I kind of liked about it, is that it's not terrible people doing awful things and screwing up each other's lives. It was making some bad choices and trying to figure out how to live life after they make those choices.
Any recognizable faces in this movie?
Yes. Stars Casey Affleck, who was in the assassination of Jesse James. And he gives a really strong performance, as he kind of usually does. Rooney Mara, who we know from The Girl with Dragon Tattoo and Side Effects, again playing kind of that moody girl. It works here, but there is a point where I'm like, please put her in a romantic comedy, for God's sakes. And then Ben Foster, who also seems to play these, like, I got a big mustache and I'm going to talk like this. And I was kind of dreading what he was going to bring to the role, but it completely surprised me. He's actually what sealed the deal for me with this movie.
What I want to do is take you back to our house.
Why'd you tell Freddie you were going to strike out on your own?
I don't think I said that, but if I did, when I say on my own, I mean you and me. I always mean you and me.
So my film is Lovelace. It's a biopic about the porn actress Linda Lovelace, who was a very complicated figure for a couple of reasons. One, because she was in porn, and then she got out of it and advocated against porn. So she got a little bit of controversy behind her. What's lacking here in Lovelace is depth and nuance and shading. And with it being an independent film, this is where you get to do all that kind of stuff, right? This is where you really get to let your acting chops shine. And I'm not sure that Amanda Seyfried really knows who Linda Lovelace was. I can't tell that from her performance. It's very kind of flat in one note. The filmmakers, Rob Epstein and Jeffrey Friedman, who are typically historian documentary filmmakers. They've made films like Paragraph 175 and The Celluloid Closet. They brought that kind of documentary feel to this. And unfortunately, the film feels very pedestrian. It's very kind of one foot in front of the other. I think that the biggest flaw with this film is that the filmmakers didn't make it relevant for today's audience. And I think that that's unfortunate. I think people will walk away from this film and go, who didn't know who she was, and go,
Don't worry, they're just Polaroid shots.
Oh, I know, it's not that. It's just... You made me beautiful.
My film is called In a World. It's written and directed and starring Lake Bell. The script is amazing. It's light, it's fun, it deals with multiple points of view and multiple plot lines, and it weaves them all together in a very easy fashion.
I think that giving us insight into the world of voiceover actors.
It's great, yeah, because not a lot of people know about it.
Right.
You should stick with the accents. I mean, that's your thing. That's what you're good at. What was that Russian Star Wars thing you used to do as a kid?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. But Dad, can we?
No, what was it?
It was. Don't make me do it right now.
Come on.
Dad, I don't want to do it right now.
Please, let me hear it.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
The film itself and the characters can switch tones so easily. They can go from being really funny to immediately being very serious. And it works so well. I mean, that's the key to any dramedy, really. You have to be able to balance tone. And it's not just a cast issue. It's something that the director has to be able to do as well. And Lake Bell does a fantastic job with it.
Ain't Them Body Saints isn't probably for everybody, but for me, it was a haunting and gorgeous tale that's become one of my favorite movies of the year. So I say see it.
Lovelace treads on painfully familiar territory and fails to make her story relevant in an era where pornography is just as ubiquitous, profitable, and exploitative as ever. I say skip it.
In a World surprised the heck out of me. It's a total package movie. It's got great writing, fantastic acting, and extremely competent directing. I say see it. Cheers to indie movies!
Cheers to indie movies!
Thank you.
In a world where airplanes fly over nonstop.
Support for Just Seen It comes from Weaver's Coffee and Tea, makers of hand-roasted artisan coffee and hand-blended tea. Learn more at weaverscoffee.com. Support for Just Seen It comes from Warner Archive Instant, streaming hard-to-find movies and TV shows direct from the studio at warnerarchiveinstant.com.